Hello everyone, family. Today we're going to talk about something that often happens and that we see quite a lot here in the clinic, which occurs after explosive exercises, whether it's intense running on the beach, sudden changes in direction, or starting an activity without properly warming up first. They are the famous muscle tears. Muscle tears can be classified into three types based on their severity. One is a micro tear. Then there's grade 1, grade 2, which is a slightly larger tear, and grade 3, which is a complete tear that requires intervention. Important, how are we going to notice that there has been a tear or micro tear? We're going to notice the hit or the chop, as it's often said. I lost my train of thought. It's very important, when you feel it, don't stretch, which is a very common mistake that keeps happening. Why? Because when we stretch the fibers, we separate them, and we are making the tear even bigger. The symptoms seem to make you want to stretch the muscle because there's muscle spasms, it gets inflamed, and you feel the urge to stretch it because it seems like it's going to relieve the muscle, but that's not the case. It's important to keep that in mind. Now we're going to tell you the main exercises for rehabilitation after having spent the necessary time for the tear to heal, which usually takes about 15 days to 3 weeks depending on the grade. Let's look at the leg. Exercises for tears in the quadriceps, hamstrings, and calves. Let's get started. It's important after the tear to rest, keep the area elevated, and not to strain the injured muscle, because otherwise we could cause a greater tear. So when it heals, that is 15 days to 3 weeks later, we will need to start with a gradual and gentle return to activity. These are the exercises I recommend. Exercises for the rehabilitation of the quadriceps. 3, very simple. The first one, we're going to get into this position, sitting with the legs straight. And what we're going to do is press the knee down toward the ground. It's not going to move, it's an isometric. We hold for 5 seconds, 2, 3, 4. And we repeat it 5 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, and one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The next one is lying completely on the floor. What we're going to do is, with the toes pointing up, we're going to lift the leg and lower it slowly. We repeat it 10, 12 times. 1, 2, that there is no sharp pain, important. 3. With this, we're making sure that the quadriceps work without excessive movement of the entire muscle group. 4, 5, 6, 7. In the end, you're going to notice that it's working. 8. 2 more. No. And, all right, the last one. We need a chair to sit on. And what we're going to do is a knee extension without any weight. We'll start at the beginning of the rehabilitation without any weight and gradually add some weight little by little. On the ankle, a 1 kilo weight, a band. Or an elastic band. We can use 3. We repeat between 10 and 12 repetitions, 4. Fine. It's important that the toes point towards us because that way we achieve a greater contraction of the quadriceps. Also, weight 9. And 10. Good. After finishing these 3 exercises, remember to hold the isometric ones for about 10 seconds, doing 5 repetitions and the others between 10 and 12 repetitions. We repeat the whole circuit 3 times and do it twice a day. Let's continue with 3 basic exercises if you've had a hamstring muscle tear. Slight knee flexion with the heel resting on the ground. What we're going to do is pull the heel down hard towards the ground. We squeeze. We need to see that it's contracting. Hamstring and calf, 5 seconds. And we repeat 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, relax, 2. Again, we squeeze the heel strongly towards the ground, 3, 4, 5. There shouldn't be any movement of the leg. Everything stays still. And we apply the force, 4, ding, and once more, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. In this exercise, you shouldn't feel sharp pain. If you feel sharp pain, do it a little more gently. And if you still have sharp pain, don't do the exercise and consult your doctor. Next exercise. Lying on your back, we're going to do the glute bridge. We place the entire sole of the foot firmly on the ground and lift up, making sure there's no pain in the lower back. We hold for 2 seconds at the top and then lower down. We repeat it 10 to 12 times. 2. Again. 3. The evolution of this exercise, it would be to do it using just one leg with the support of the injured leg. But that would be in a more advanced phase of rehabilitation. 6, 7, 8. 2 more. 9. The last one we hold. We need to feel tension in the glutes and in the core, and that's good. And on 10. The last of the 3 exercises is precisely a gentle stretch. Why do we stretch? Because the fracture has already healed. And we can start to gently stretch the fibers a bit. How do we do it? We get into a lunge position with the front leg bent, just resting on the heel. And what we're going to do is bring our chest to the knee, where we had the tear. Here, right now I feel the tension, and we hold for about 15 seconds. 3, 4, 5. I'm bringing my chest down here. 8, 9, 10. Elvin, this whole area, what you need to feel is 3, 14. And we repeat these 3 exercises in a circuit format, 3 times. Remember the isometric exercise, 5 seconds of muscle pressure, and we repeat it 5 times. And then the exercises are 10 to 12 repetitions each. Exercises for the calves after a muscle tear. The first one, we're going to start pumping. Up, down. We count 10 times 4. It's important that there's no pain. 5. 6. I just want you to reach the maximum range of motion possible in your ankle. And 10. Next, we keep making 10 little circles to one side. No. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Trying to reach the full range of motion. 8, 9, and 10. And to the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Why do we do it? Because the calf is responsible for moving the ankle. And in the end, we're moving the calves, moving the ankles. 9. And 10. Once we pumped it, we continue with isometric calf exercises. Sitting down with your foot resting, we're going to try to go up on our toes. Without moving the foot, trying to keep the heel as still as possible. I don't want a calf movement, that's why it's isometric. As in the previous exercises, we repeat it 5 times and hold for 5 counts. Let's get started. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's relax. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's relax. Do. Since there's no movement of the fibers, we shouldn't feel excessive pain. If there's excessive pain, do it more gently. And if it still continues, don't do the exercise and consult your doctor. 3, 4, 5. And one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The third exercise is a calf stretch that, until now, has been contraindicated until the tear has healed. It's going to be a very gentle stretch. I don't want you to push yourself too hard and not feel it. Or pain. If you feel pain, you need to do it more gently or skip this exercise. How do we do it? The first exercise is the soleus. In step forward position, back leg, where we have the tear bent. We flex it until the heel starts to lift. I don't want it to lift. I want it to stay in the position of maximum tension of the soleus. Hold for 15 seconds. Terka, potara, papia, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14. Let's relax. Let's continue with the generic half stretch. How do we do it? Forward lunge position, a little wider than the previous exercise. The back leg is straight, and we move the hip forward. Until the heel almost lifts, we hold for 15 seconds. 3, 4, 5. Here you can use a wall, the typical stretch that we always see athletes doing. 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Remember, we repeat these 3 exercises in a circuit 3 or 4 times. And throughout the day, we do them twice. Little by little, you need to start increasing the load and doing exercises that challenge the muscle group that got injured. It's important not to feel pain, and if you have any doubts, leave us a comment and consult your doctor. See ya.